All right, so let's recap quick. This is going to be the how-to and kind of helpful hints for Savvas in our actual textbook. Again, once we log into Pearson Realize, go to Classes, Interactive Science, your text, open the window. How do we get to the chapter that we're doing? Eventually it'll come up. Again, if it takes a while, it is what it is. Table of contents. And we will go to chapter 1. And I can actually even go right into the lesson that I would like to do. So in this case, I am going to go to page 4, the Earth system, and you will see the same little girl that you saw before. All right, again, you can push play and it will read it for you. This is the part that I want to talk about right here, is this big ideas. This is the key ideas that you should be getting out of each lesson. So if you're in person, this is the stuff that we will be kind of making sure that by the end of this lesson, you really understand. Okay, so the key ideas for the first lesson is what are the main parts of the Earth system and how do constructive and destructive forces change the Earth? So that's what the lesson is about. Okay. One of the other things you're going to realize is they're broken down into different groups, so different paragraphs. This paragraph is about what are the main parts of the Earth system. And then you're going to also notice something here that is highlighted. The highlighted word is, you're right, the vocabulary word. See, the Dora the Explorer thing still works. All right, but how do we know what our vocabulary words are? If we go to the next page, on the top of it has our vocabulary words. And this year, you guys are going to be writing in all of the vocabulary words into your notebook, okay? Because we want to make sure that you're at least putting them through a couple of times in your, like writing them down, putting them through your brain, so then you have a better understanding. We're going to be working with these vocabulary words as we go through our lessons and our assignments, but you're also going to have a vocabulary journal that you guys are going to be creating, okay? So as we do that, my suggestion is that you write these down first and then you go in and read the chapter or the lesson, okay? So again, Earth as a system, there's 3 paragraphs with it. Sometimes you'll find out that in the side there is information about, the picture or whatever, but go through it. So let's say I start here. And sorry, I keep highlighting that, but I can hit play
as a system,
and I can jump.
The Earth system involves a constant flow of matter through.
All right, so you can have him read. And before I've named him Kevin. You can give him a name, whatever you want to. I think the other one is Jennifer that I've called her before. All right, so if there's a girl, it's Jennifer. If it's a guy, it's Kevin. And you just go through and read the chapter. And every time you get to a vocabulary word, this is where it's important, okay? So let's look at energy, okay? The constant flow or cycling of matter through the Earth system is driven by energy. Then it says energy. Energy is the ability to do work. Guys, this is the definition of energy. So there's a couple of different ways in which you can put that definition in. One key way is I would love for you to try to find, to see if you could figure out what it is in the text. If we go back a page, we have the word system. So right here, system. A system is a group of parts that work together as a whole. So the definition of system is a group of parts that work together as a whole. What happens if you struggle with it and you can't really find it? What do you think you can do? If you click on the highlighted part, it brings up the definition. And guess what? It tells you.
System. A group of parts that work together as a whole.
So it's the exact same definition that's already in the text. Sometimes it might differ slightly because they might have to change words, but that's how it works. So again, vocabulary you can figure out in the text or by clicking on it. And notice if I highlight over it, my mouse goes from normal to a link. So where do these key ideas come in? All right, I'm going to go through and I'm going to find a key. So right here is a key. So what we are going to end up having you guys do is we are going to have you write down the questions in your vocabulary journal as well. And then you're going to also then write down the answer. And guys, the answer is what's highlighted. pretty simple. Okay, so the first key question was, what are Earth systems? Earth systems have four more main parts: the atmosphere, hydrosphere, geosphere, and biosphere. As a major source of energy, Earth processes the sun can be considered part of the Earth system as well. And then we learn about the Earth, the atmosphere, the geosphere, the hydrosphere, and on the next page is the biosphere. So guys, that is how we work Pearson, which is now Savvas. So I apologize, I'm going to call it Pearson all year. But those are the tips and tricks. So again, to recap, when we get into a lesson, there is an opportunity for you to listen to it. These are the key components that we are going to be learning about during this lesson. Please go in, and I don't know where my mouse just went, but please go in and write those down. Leave space in your vocabulary because you're going to be writing the answers. Down here is how we read it. And then we would go through, and that is where system is your vocabulary words. Again, where do we find our vocabulary words? It's the top of the second page, and you are going to be writing down the definitions for every single vocabulary word. Okay, so this is your tips and tricks for Pearson, now known as Savvas.